Let's take a look at what's coming this week in AQ3D. First, we've got Dotery, but different. I'll show you a picture of that in a moment. And we got some seasonal content returning. This is going to be Grenwog. And we got Guild Spotlight, Housing Spotlight, and the last chance for Dej Gifting. Coming up, we've got itemization upgrades and balancing. I'm not exactly sure what that is. We've also got a beautiful new intro. This is going to be in continuation of the Vayne story, the main saga, basically. And then the other updates I can't talk about yet. Last week, Clarion posted their current prices on Heroic Essence items are discounted as they were retroactively added to existing bosses. The Heroic Essence cost will increase to the standardized price after about a month. After showcasing this in one of my videos, players were not too happy about the fact that the costs were going to be going up. And the main reason why is you're already running extremely hard dungeons 100 times. Now, some of the dungeons are not that difficult when you're looking at ones like the bow death one, because every time I went into that dungeon, there was always people farming in that dungeon, because right now it is giving pretty good class XP, and of course that's where you get the Death's Bow, and is one of the most recent content. The Doom bosses, every time I go to the Doom bosses, there's no one ever there, so I have to solo them, and it takes me like 15 minutes to solo one of those bosses. So it's definitely not something I will be running 100 times, let alone 150 or whatever they're going to be bumping it up to. Luminian, I was trying to work for the golden axe, which I still will, but I'm slowing down because I'm only at 30 tokens of it because there's no one ever there. So it's me and like one other guy or two other guys, and then it just takes 10 hours to kill Luminian, so it's not fun. So the Heroic Essence cost, I can understand why people are upset about this, because the the boss related ones are not fun to go for casuals. Now, if you are a hardcore player, then you probably wouldn't have too much difficulty at least getting one of the items if you can tolerate the 100 rank grind, the 100 time grind. Sylvian pointed out here, I would never ask someone to solo these bosses 400 times unless we were level 60 plus. Now, this is where I lay, because largely the majority of players will have to solo those bosses due to the lack of players in those dungeons. So a cost increase, not a good idea. Now, for those of you working to get the Werewolf Summon, I know how hard it is to get it. When I got it, it took me a long time, but I did it way back in like 2019. If you are a Guardian, you will have an alternative. You don't need the Werewolf because there's going to be a Guardian variant of the Werewolf Summon. This is what it said here. We're going to have a Guardian variant of the Werewolf Summon using the Guardian Golem. However, this week will launch with a Werewolf and a healing-based heroic skill. That was last week. For those of you who don't know the Guardian Golem, this is the Guardian Golem. Now, in the battle on Siege, you can use the Guardian Golem, which is a token you can use. You need to have 40 Defender medals and 1,000 gold. Now, this is something that you can spawn. It says you can summon the Guardian Golem in the battle on Siege or the battle on Frost Siege. So the summon that Clarion is talking about is that Guardian, but you'll be able to spawn it anywhere, not just in the battle on Siege. Look at this friggin' thing. This is absolutely adorable little fuzzy Moglin. Clarion also posted and said Khajiit visual update, meaning that they're going to be updated as well. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, these are what I'm referring to. This was a concept art of the Khajiit. Clarion also stated, looking into the possibility of building specialized heroic skills that require specific resources that would essentially be extra skills for specific classes, like a skill that requires bullets would obviously be made for pirate class. Exciting stuff. Also, Flash of Light probably requires mana in an upcoming patch. Sorry, Berserker bros, because Berserker, the class, does not use any resource. So, pretty sure the Flash of Light will only be usable on classes that have a resource. And then as mentioned here, any chance of making the Werewolf Summon a bit more accessible. It can take well over an hour to get 10 tokens required for the early tiers of those old quests, let alone the 100 required for the last tier. A lot of people don't have that much time. Clarion said, maybe. Now, in regards to that Flash of Light, wouldn't Berserkers be able to cast it for free? So it'd be the opposite of what you said. And he said, we're introducing a second healing skill that is going to be a cooldown based one with no mana cost. Flash of Light is going to have a lower cooldown, possibly no cooldown, but require mana, and its cost would be massive. Okay, so I might have been wrong here because only classes that don't have resources would lose it. This is what I was thinking, like Berserker. And Clarion said, nope, we're going to build a replacement heal that has a long cooldown for the other classes. Flash of Light will require mana. And he's stating mana specifically. So it's not just using resource. I guess it is using actual mana. Meeting today about using the heroic skills system to open up making new skills for specific classes or just melee classes or just range classes, etc. Exciting stuff. Here's a comment right here. You could revive the no class and turn it into a class where players could freely edit the skills, creating the unique class by using the abilities they've acquired from other classes and heroic skills. That's actually kind of a cool idea. In this week's release, here we go, sneak peek of the new Dotery. That is so funny. One of the players mentioned, I want a rabbit mount. Here's a concept art of the armor for collecting the heroic essence that we've been acquiring. This is the armor set. Very nice. Very nice set, though I am extremely terrified with the cost this is going to be. I expect it to be extremely difficult to make, like 1,000 is a generous minimum, but wouldn't be surprised if it's 2,000. The essence required is going to drop off every current endgame boss and future endgame boss. We'll add more rewards over time too, an armor every 6 months roughly. Might happen a bit sooner to sync up with the wings bundle to have like a set date. Everything gets changed. So when asked if these were going to be stats or spell forged, Clarion said that the items will be cosmetic. Heroic essence rewards are currently planned as just cosmetic optional rewards. Basically, heroic essence rewards is the way of making dungeons more rewarding. But it's nice to see classic looking knight armor in the game because, I mean, we don't have too much of that. So next we have some more variants. Look at this. This is one of the new variants. You got the stone, the gold, the, not shadow, I forget the name there, the shadow, and then the light. And if that's not enough, we've got even more. Here's a gold version, the shadow version, light version, gold version. What the heck is that then? Oh no, that's the fallen version. Ooh, that is nice. And then with that version there, whatever that is. Ooh, these look good. Here's the stone. You've got the gold, shadow, fallen, and the light. And then last but not least, the Sacred Wind variants. And this is the stone, the gold, the shadow, the light, and the fallen. But man, these look really good. We're going to take a look at a few sets of the day. This is the first one. Very nice. This is the next one. I like that. The color design is very unique. Haha, this is a good one. Oh, we got a scary Moglin. Now, this is not Artix, this is Void Knight, but he is using this to make it look like the blinding light of destiny, and, I mean, it looks pretty friggin' close. But those are the sets of the day. That is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.